Let's move to the problem concerning the future value. What is this particular problem is all about? Assume that you have deposited rupees 100 today for 3 years in a fixed deposit instrument in State Bank of India, which pays you 10% per annum. If the interest is compounded annually, what will be the value of money received at the end of the maturity? How do we solve this particular problem? Let's see. Here, the problem says that you have deposited rupees 100 in a bank for 3 long years at the rate of 10%. So he has given information with regard to the present value, which is rupees 100. He has given information with regard to the interest, which we call as I as 10%, and he has invested the money for 3 long years. So the period is represented as N. N is here 3 years. So this is the information he has given with regard to the problem. Now he is asking us what will be the value of money that he is going to receive at the end of the maturity. For this, we are going to use the future value problem, future value formula. The future value computation can use the formula, which is going to be future value is going to be equivalent to the present value into 1 plus I whole power of n. And this particular money, 100 rupees, is being invested in a bank. So the present value is 100, and is invested this particular money at a rate of 10%, and he has invested for 3 long years. So it will be equivalent to 100 into 1 plus 10% whole power of 3. So this is going to be 100 into 1 plus 10 divided by 100 whole power of 3. You can further simplify. This is going to be 100 into 1 plus 0.10 whole power of 3. By using a simple calculator, we can find out what is the value of this particular thing. That is 100 into 1.10 whole power of 3. 1.1 to the power of 3 is nothing but 1.1 into 1.1 into 1.1. After computing that particular value, you are going to multiply with 100. This particular thing will be equivalent to rupees 133.10. The answer will be this one. So let me repeat. The future value can be computed with a formula wherein we are going to multiply the present value with 1 plus I whole power of n. Here the present value is 100, I is given as 10%, n is given as 3 years. So let's substitute these particular values. We have substituted the values. 100 is PV, 100 into 1 plus 10% to the power of 3. So 100 into 1 plus 10 divided by 100 whole power of 3. So 100 into 1 plus 0.10 whole power of 3. By doing this, by using a simple calculator, we are going to get 133.10. Let's go for another complicated problem now. In this particular problem, he is stating that Mr. Ram has invested rupees 1 lakh today in a HDFC mutual fund, equity mutual fund for 15 years, and he expects that his investment will grow at the rate of 17% per year until maturity. Then calculate how much money he will receive at the end of the maturity if the money is compounded annually. So let us understand the information given below in this particular problem. He has stated that rupees 1 lakh has been invested today. That we can call it as the present value. The present value is equivalent to rupees 1 lakh that is P0. He has invested at the rate of 17%, or he is expecting 17% from his investment, which can be written as 0.17 because it is 17 divided by 100. Then he has invested for 15 long years, then N will be equivalent to 15 years. So this is the information. So we can compute the future value. Where the formula is present value into 1 plus I whole over of n. Here we are computing the n here is 17 years. So we can write as 17 here, substitute n here. This is P0. P0 is rupees 1 lakh. And 1 plus I have taken the I is 17% or is equivalent to 0.17 photograph 15 years. So we need to calculate this particular thing with a scientific calculator, this particular value. So the future value will be equivalent to 1 lakh multiplied by 1.17 photograph 15. So the value, this particular value is going to be equivalent to 10.539. So this particular thing is equivalent to 10.539, and the total value will be equivalent to 10,53,000 rupees. 10,53,000 870. 53 lakhs 870. 10 lakhs 53,000 870. Here what I am doing, I have taken present value, which is 1 lakh, we have multiplied with 1 plus I to the power of 15, because he has invested at the rate of 17% for 15 long years. So the total value will be equivalent to 10,53,870. But one need to understand here that this is a complicated procedure. Unless until we have scientific calculator, we will not be in a position to solve this particular problem, because n is too large. So we have to, if you are taking an ordinary calculator, you are going to multiply we have to multiply 1.1 in 1.17 into 1.17 into 1.17 into 1.17 for 15 times and multiply this particular thing with 1 lakh to get this particular answer. Either you should have a scientific calculator, or we need to use the table values to compute this particular value. Let's understand how we use this particular table value to compute the same thing. Here comes the table value, through which, what is this particular table value? Let me give let me give some information about this particular future value tables. The future value tables are the ready-made tables which we can use to get what is known as interest factor. Future value interest factor. There are different interest tables. We have future value interest tables, and we have present value interest tables, and not only that, we have some annuity tables. We'll understand slowly all these particular tables. Which table has to be used for what? Here I am taking this particular future value table for 1 rupee or $1. This particular table is a table wherein the interest for a particular period at a particular percentage at a particular interest has been calculated, so that if you have the maturity value for 1 rupee, then we can use for any number. Let me go with an example to make you understand how this particular table can be used. This particular table is made for 1 rupee. Supposing that you are going to, these are the number of periods, these are the various interest rates. Supposing that somebody has invested 1 rupee for 1 year at a rate of 10%, the interest factor is going to be equivalent to 1.10. 1.10. Suppose that somebody has invested 1 rupee for 1 year for say 15%. We have to go from here, this is 1 year, then go to that particular interest rate and find out what is the interest. What is the total value for 1 rupee? What is the maturity value which you are going to get? That is, if you are investing 1 rupee at the rate of 10%, you are going to get 1 rupee 10 paise. If you are going to invest at the rate of 15%, you are going to get 1.15. That is 1 rupee 15 paise. If you are going to invest 1 rupee for say 7 years at the rate of 10%, the 1 rupee will become 1 rupee 94 paise. And if you are going to invest for say 13%, it becomes 2 rupees 35 paise. 2.353. That is, you will get 2 rupees 35 paise approximately. So this particular table can be very much useful to compute the maturity values given the present values. In the previous problem, we know that the present value is 1 lakh. It has been invested for 15 years at a rate of 17%. By using the table value, let us calculate the maturity value. Now this is for 1 rupee. So he has invested for 17%. For how many years? His investment is for 15 years. So let us look at this particular column, identify this particular thing. So let's go for this particular thing. Here is 15. Go horizontally until 17% is going to be there. Look at this 17% column. So this is the amount of interest. That is, if you are going to invest 1 rupee, you are going to get 10.53 rupees at the end of the period. That is, interest factor is going to be 10.539. This we call as the future value interest factor. Future value interest factor. This because this is a future value table. This is the interest factor. We call it as future value interest factor. Let us remember this particular thing. We have found out that when he is investing 1 rupee for 15 long years at a rate of 17%, the interest factor is 10.539. Let's go back to the problem. So the interest factor here is 10.539. I said that it is future value interest factor for 15 years and 17%. So this is how we need to identify future value interest factor for any years, for n periods, is rupees 10.539. It can be for $1 or 1 rupee. It will be one and same. Now in this particular problem, we know that the present value is equivalent to rupees 1 lakh and interest is 17% and is 15 years. Now, instead of in the ordinary case, you are going to take the formula where the future value will be equivalent to present value into 1 plus I whole over of n. When you are taking the table values for computation, compute the future value, we are not going to use this particular formula. but we'll say it will be equivalent to future value into the future present value into future value interest factor. So instead of this particular thing, I am going to substitute here the future value interest factor. Now, as per the information, the future value interest factor is equivalent to 10.539, and we know that the present value is equivalent to rupees 1 lakh into the future value interest factor, which is given as 10.539. So this value will be equivalent to 10.53900. So this is going to be equivalent to, the maturity value will be equivalent to 10,53,900. There might be small differences in the calculations which we made through the calculator and this particular table, what we have got here. The reason might be because the number of digits we are taking here and the number of digits we are taking through the table value might be different. That is the reason there might be small difference in the calculations we made through the table value and the calculator. But usually calculating through the table value is much simpler, much easier, but we need to understand which table has to be used appropriately in the examination, which we need to understand very clearly. Whether we should use the future value table or future value of annuities or present value tables or the present value of annuity. Which table you have to use? The people confuse here. They use a wrong table while computing it. So unless until you understand the basic concept, you will not be able to properly use the tables. I think it is now interesting for you all. Once you are going to do more problems of this particular nature, you will be able to understand much more relating to this particular time value of money, or we call as mathematics of finance. Thank you.